Joining me is Karl Steven, who is a screen music nominee. I'm so used to holding my own microphone for myself.
That's right, I am.
And also, people will find...
should I hold this?
Yes, you can hold it. Yes, you're a professional, being a former musical director here in 2011 and 12.
That's right.
You're also a New Zealand Music Hall of Fame member as well.
I know.
And most of all, we'll know you from Supergroove. You'll never leave that behind. And of course, the Drab, Doo-Riffs and Heart Attack Alley. But tonight, you've been nominated for your work with 800 Words. Is this your first? Screen music has been something you've really moved into, haven't you?
Yeah, I was doing it back when I was a teenager, at the same time as Supergroove as well. I always dabbled a little bit, you know, and I've always been interested in it. And it's just that since Supergroove and all the rest of it, it's become more of a full-time burning occupation and concern. Yeah. Right.
So it's become your livelihood now, rather than
absolutely.
your. Now, take me back to the times you were doing it when you were young. Like, was this like a VCR and a tape deck going on? Like, what was your setup?
It really was. I had like a sampler and sequencer. For my first jingle, I had to like borrow a sequencer computer from the music shop that I used to vacuum in the weekends to make my cat food commercial, and I'd hit go on the VHS, and then I'd hit go on my sampler sequencer and like play things. And that's how I did quite a few documentary soundtracks, unbelievably.
But now you actually get paid to do it, and this time it's for 800 Words. Tell me a little bit about the textures of this soundtrack, and what were some of the things that really stood out for you?
Well, I mean, it's a show about an Australian guy whose wife dies and he moves to New Zealand, small town New Zealand, and learns to surf and sort of starts a new life in a way. And so the music is meant to reflect that. It reflects his hope. It's not, you know, cellos and oboes and things. It's more like speaks to George, the main character's world. So it's guitars and drums and basses and so it's kind of, it has a contemporary sound.
Yeah, can you break that down for us? Because I think the whole beauty of incidental music or screen music is that it either enhances or provokes a mood, and it's almost like you're not supposed to notice it's there, right?
That's right. That's one of the schools of thought, is that if you notice it, it's not working. It's just totally meant to be serving the story. So it's giving you access to the interior worlds of the characters. Yeah, and so if they're sad, the music is letting you into that feeling, and if they're happy or feeling jubilant or whatever, the music's letting you into that as well.
How has that changed the approach to the music you bring to stage or an album in a non-film context when you're the person fronting it?
Yeah, well, I guess when one is making music just for oneself, for the sheer musical enjoyment of it, you can do anything you like. You can say whatever tickles your fancy musically, you know, you just make cool music, whereas with TV or film music, it's always about the story. You have to kind of leave your ego at the door and just do whatever, and it might be music that you love, it might be music that you really don't like, it might be a style that you always thought you didn't like and weren't interested in, and suddenly it's right for these characters, and so you have to explore it and find the good in it and make some cool music in that vein, and that I find really interesting and rewarding.
That's such a great explanation, Karl Steven. Best of luck for the Screen Music nomination tonight, and thank you so much for joining us.
Cool. Cheers.
Handing back to Alex. Alex.
Hi. Yes, sorry.
Back to you, Alex.
Talking age, Karl. Hi, we haven't met yet, but I'm a huge fan of your work.
Cheers.
Since I was a young teenager, like I'm talking early teens, and to watch you grow and mature as a musician and continue
and a philosopher.
Continue experimenting and pushing yourself is just an absolute thrill.
Thank you very much for your kind words.
Well, I look forward to
and over to you.